Right, it's Wednesday 24th, 10 AM, patio day 2. Burnt my neck yesterday, so I've got some Factor 30. So definitely ordered too much MOT, probably could have done with one bag, which is a shame. So, but still, I'll show you around in a sec. So yeah, hopefully get this done by tomorrow evening. We'll see. So that's the skip. So I filled that, so it doesn't look a lot. That's hard work on your own. Clay as well, horrible clay. I'll show you where we are in a minute with the installation. So yeah, start day 2. Start with a cup of tea and a biscuit. Thank you, John. We got the slab layer, got 20 bags, probably too much, but I always take some back. I got my pickaxe, MOT's down ready. We've got the MOT down, all compacted, 2 layers, wheelbarrow ready to go. So yeah, we can start laying some slabs. Thank you. So what I'm doing is clay, horrible clay, but it's dried out a bit, especially because I've took the top layer off yesterday, the shingle, so I'm slicing it. So this is a great tool. So in watching the pipe's not really functional anymore. It's a storm water they put in from the patio. I hit it initially at the end. It's not been laid deep enough. It was a bodge job. The owner knows about it. I've totally informed him. I've repaired it and put hardcore over. I've just put some sleeving over the top, but it's only a flood from where the front rear garden slopes down. So, but I'm being mindful of it, which has left me too much MOT now. I've gone down as obviously losing that part all the way down. I needed about 1.5 bags of MOT, but with hindsight I could have done with a bag now, so I'm going to take some home. It was part of the deal, so the customer's happy. They haven't lost, but I'll have to put some in the skip and take some home in the bags from the slab layer, which just adds a bit of time to it all, but what do you do? But I can use that MOT later. Customer hasn't paid any extra for it and everyone's happy, which is, you know, as long as you inform the customer what you're doing. Also, just some information: the blue GK skip, Shep skip, people throw them in skips. You're not supposed to do anything with them, they're not your property, but if Wick's delivered it, if you go on the Shep website, you can just arrange for it to be collected so it saves space in the customer's skip. So that's what I've done. I've emailed Shep, information's on Google, and they're going to collect that, which means I've thrown a few bits in the skip from my personal stuff. Customer's happy because I've gained space by not putting that blue skip in the waste, and it's being reused because it's good condition. So this stuff now is going in the skip, and then I bring the MOT in and do it as I go. So that's the plan. Lunchtime, so getting there. It's got a hardcore that this afternoon. We'll start getting the slabs now. Knock it down. So do 2 layers of 50mm, crushes up better. So here you can see me using the tamper. These are great if you use in small areas. I could have hired a whacker plate, but it's such a small area. It's just, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. So bit of exercise, but they're brilliant. So I've done a 50mm layer of hardcore, raked it evenly, and then tamped it down, and then another 50mm layer of hardcore, tamped it down. That left me 35mm for the slab, 25mm to put slab layer on, and that gives us our finished height. So that's the way I did this. Well, it's getting warm now, so sun's behind you. So now we're doing the level. So I've got a rough grade of hardcore MOT1. Still needs a bit more, but I've done it like that and layered it. So screed it up. In this box is my rubber mallet for the slabs, my other mallet, proper mallet, string lines. So what I've done I don't need to do this, but it's nice to practice it, and I like to. So that is my finished tile slab. You tell I'm a tiler. Slab height. That is the slab layer. So on this one I've saved mixing. I haven't got a cement mix, so I didn't want to do it in the barrow. Slab layer is a great option, works alright. And that's, so I'll put these in the ground and I'll show you what I'm doing in a minute. What I've done with the old jigsaw, I've cut some V's out, and I've done 35mm for the slab and marked it, 25 for the slab layer, and I'm laying off of this existing path, so that's my datum line, call it. So, because this gives you a good indication, I've done it pretty close. So measuring off here with the spirit, we want the 4 going that way. That's where the MOT should come up to. That's your slab layer, and that's your finished slab height, the base. So the slab will start there, the slab layer will go to there, and that gives me the idea, shows me that I've done it right. See, it's a bit high there, so I'll rake a bit off. So I'm going to lay the first row of slabs along here again, so I'll show you the spirit level. It makes sense now. So this is the line I want the slab dead level off here. So if you measure from here, that's the finished slab height, to there, we've got a 4, because I want the water to fall into there, so it's going to be a slight fall. Alright, I'm not going to have it quite, it's going to be a bit higher, it's like that most of them, that's just dropped a bit, so like that. So I want a bubble like that, okay, slight fall into there, so the water comes down, falls into the, away from the path. So I now know that here I can look at it and just top it up now and just level it. I know that that's perfect now. That's 25 slab layer, and the finished slab is enough there all the way along. So the next step is just get the set out for the row of slabs. The first row is going to come here. I'll show you as we go. This will be a 4x2. We're having 10mm mortar gap, so I've matched the tiles up to that with a 10mm mortar gap. So my first tile, that's there, that's the end of the tile, so we know we've got enough room in there for our first tile, okay, all the way along. And then I've marked it on this, there, you got these two here, that's where they'll be, there, was it there, and then there. So we know now we've got full tiles either side. We're going to do brick bond, and then most importantly, this tile here, this is the size of the tile, this piece of offcut, that's the edge of the tile, so that means the front of the tile, you'll see later, comes in perfectly. So if you have it sort of there, you have little bits of cut, so that's the head of the tile going that way. Hopefully that works out, that we then just have to have a small cut there as we come in, you'll see. So that's that. So, right, so what you do, it says, so we've got spacers, this is set dead on the level of there. I've now lost my pencil as per usual, which I'll do every bloody, there it is. So this is the width of the tile of the slab, less 20mm, 10mm either side for the mortar gap. So all I do, I position this so you've got your mortar gap there, 10mm. This is flush with the edge of the old path, so it doesn't have to be 100%. So all I do is I go like that, get that straight. We know this is roughly straight. Pencil on there, and I hold it there. It's definitely the right way up the tile, the slab, and you just pull it. And we'll just do a straight because the grinder won't cut. Okay. Done. Okay, so then what I do to get an average, because the grinder won't cut it, I draw a straight line across, and that will be my cut. Then clean edge, factory edge will be against this patio. That's the waste, so that bit is the waste. I'll go and grind that. Hopefully it'll work. So here I'm using my 4-inch grinder, but later on tomorrow you'll see me, I've purchased a 10-inch grinder, which is scary but amazing, and just slice through them. So that my method of scribing, as you can see, works perfectly using the wood, offcut of wood, which is 20mm bigger than the slab. Thank you. So lay the rest tomorrow. Got about 10 to cut, so I've scribed in about 5, so 15 to scribe cut. So I might use my electric angle grinder, because you really need. Okay, right, day 2, getting there. So I've got some slabs down, I've got the hardcore down. Slab layer I've not really used, so I'll get a system going tomorrow. So I hope you've liked episode 2, especially the scribing method I use. You'll see that used again tomorrow in day 3, plus my new 10-inch grinder. Hold tight.